Dalai Lama has said that the world will be saved by Western women, and then if we were to say that we all have the potential to save the world, then do you think we will, and how will we do it?
Well, you know, the Dalai Lama could as easily have said, were he to think that others may recognize this, that there's a Western woman inside of all of us. And so, you know, I could have called my company Earth Keepers, I could have called it People Keepers, because I fully believe that the Earth will be fine. You know, she's got all the time in the world. No matter what we do to her, she'll recover. It may take 400 million years, but that's all she's got, it's time. She'll recover. It's really life as we know it. It's the people that could become extinct. I mean, it's the trees that we could kill them all. You know, it's these kinds of things I'm thinking about. This dream. You know, our bodies are always dreaming. We live in this dream world. Our brain is like always dreaming. We dream when we're asleep. We dream when we're woke. We go from a night dream to a daydream. You know, we dream. And so this is the dream I love. I love this place. I love the clean water. I love the air. I love the plants. I love all the critters. I love this place. It's this that I'm concerned about, and our relationship with it. I mean, all the people become extinct. We leave the world. Maybe that's what's supposed to happen. It'll be perfectly fine without us. Look what's happened to her with us. So it's up to us to think that we're not doing this. I mean, we fool ourselves sometimes, I believe, even though Earth Keepers is my baby. Because really, it's the humans that we're concerned about. You know, other critters seem to have an innate knowledge of how to live in harmony with the earth. It's us that have gotten this confused, you know, misrepresentation of who we are and what we're doing here and how we're supposed to live in harmony with this dominant culture mentality of exploiting, and trees become board feet of lumber and the land becomes real estate. You know what I mean? It's just like everything becomes a resource, a commodity, something to exploit and expand on. To own, yeah. So we get away from that and go back to the natural elements and our place in that notion. Then there's hope. And so it's saving the earth is, I think, a metaphor for taking care of each other. You know, our people, we never had a jail, we never had a hospital, no children ever went without a bed. There was always somebody to love on you and somebody you can love on. I mean, that's to me, that's the future. I mean, we spent so much money on military budget and war. I mean, we spent enough money to give every child in the world health care for the rest of their lives. We spent enough money to feed the entire world. I mean, there's enough money out there to take care of all of the human issues. Yet once we get away from the fact that we need to support and promote toxic lifestyles. It's a huge dilemma, and I don't know if there is any answer in a huge sense. What I feel is the answer in a real sense is for each person to take a look at their own lifestyle and go to work on themselves. When we become the change that we want to see in the world, and this has been said so many times, that's where it begins. Because, I mean, you can't, my grandfather said it simply. He said, you know, you don't go out there and try to carpet the world. Just get yourself a good pair of shoes, you know, and go at it. And this is where it's at. I mean, you can try to change other people, but it's a lifelong pursuit. It's like trying to fill the Grand Canyon with marbles. You know, there's no end in sight. So, but you can do something about the way you live, and that becomes contagious. Other people say, "Wow, you look happy. You seem wonderful." I mean, everything around you says, "Yes, I want that." Well, here's, you know, and then it like ripples. My grandmother used to say every morning when we did our water ceremonies, "Go down to the water and put your finger in the pond and watch those ripples go out and watch what they touch. Just from your one touch, watch what happens." And she said the ripples just don't go out. They go down and they go up. You touch all of life when you put your finger in the pond.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes a metaphor for me. Everywhere you go, put your finger in the pond. Watch what happens. And it all typically starts with the first word that comes out of your mouth, because words have the facility to manifest. Once they manifest, it becomes your character. And once it becomes your character, it becomes your destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful what you think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful what you say. Like I said, you move through the world, you talk as though the woman you love the most is about to give birth. All of these things you have to kind of remember. I'm human. You know, I'm only going to be here for a little while. I know why I'm here. I'm here for the great healing. I'm a child of the universe, and I'm here for the great healing. That's it. Everything I do from now on becomes part of that, or I'm sinning, in effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making an error. I'm missing the mark. I'm not correct. I'm off course. You know, it's like you want to stay on course, stay involved in the healing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the Dalai Lama. But I don't want to be presumptuous. I happen to know the Dalai Lama. I've met him a bunch of times, and I love him. I think he's an awesome guy. And but I know that this is how he thinks also, and he's got his own poetry.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that every single person
Mm-hmm.
has got to make a concerted effort to be a contributor and a participant and get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're not going to save the world. We're going to save ourselves and each other.
Mm-hmm. In the world.
And the world will be saved as a byproduct.
Us in the world as a byproduct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. It's been an honor.
Yeah, it has for me too. I think this was having a good conversation.
Good conversation.